We go to Major League Soccer now. Big game in the Eastern Conference. Inter Miami at Columbus, your league leaders against the defending champs. Inter Miami with a win. Get the supporter shield. 23 minutes in. Huge collision between Sergio Busquets and Mo Farsi. No card, no foul here, Herc. You good with that?
I'm okay with it. They both lunge into the ball. Busquets gets the ball first, and then it's incoming traffic right there. I'm okay with letting them play.
That's
I know,
anybody
listen,
but
Farsi could have
Busquets.
caught him.
That's a red card, boy. That's a red card. 45th
Well, that's
minute.
not what you asked.
Messi, out of nowhere. Goal. 1-0 off the long ball.
Like, what are you do? What are we doing here? That's not the one guy. You got two defenders, and then you just get the ball out, clear it, and they don't.
A couple minutes later, free kick. Still first half here. And yeah, no doubt about that one. 2-0 Inter Miami, his 17th of the season.
Yeah, I was listening to the telecast, and the commentator was like, well, you got to put more guys on the outside. No, you don't, because then he's going to do what he did to Brad Guzan and put it near post upper V like he does. Listen, he beat you from there, he beat you from there.
So 1 minute into the second half, and Columbus going to find themselves a response here. Diego Rossi making it 2-1.
Yeah, a bit of fortune right there. False to Diego Rossi, but he still got to do the hard part. Nice little bend, right calendar, just watch it go by.
2 minutes later, disaster for Columbus off the long ball. Rudy Camacho wipes out Patrick Schulte. Luis Suarez making it 3-1.
I mean, listen, Camacho, bad, but Patrick Schulte, you got to clean your player out, and you got to get the ball out, or you got to hold on to it. You don't. Luis Suarez, easy goal.
18th of the season for Luis Suarez. Columbus attacking here in the 60th minute. Handball called on Noah Allen. No doubt about that, right, Herc? We're going to the spot. And from there, Cucho makes it 3-2. Game on.
You got to feel for Noah Allen and Cucho. He's pretty good from that spot. He's not going to miss at that moment. And right here, oh, Seb, what say you? I mean, the lunge is in, but he doesn't make contact with the player.
I think there is contact right there. A scrape on the upper part of the right shin guard there. Camacho with a second yellow. He gone. Columbus down to 10 men. They were still fighting, though. In the 80th minute, this cross comes in. That hits a handball as well. Herc, again, we're going to the spot. Somehow Columbus, with 10 men, still hanging in this game. Drew Fisher says, yeah. Cucho, you get another crack at it. And what happens here? Drake Callender with the save, Herc.
Yeah, get a good look at it because you're not going to see it twice. I mean, this is as bad as you can take it from a very secure and good player, and that means silverware for Inter Miami.
Inter Miami, 3-2 winners, and as you see it right there, they clinch the supporter shield. Herc, man, so many places to start on this game. I would just simply like to applaud both teams. Great game, great spectacle, definitely lived up to the hype. I don't know that I've looked forward to an MLS regular season game as much as this one in a while. It was everything I wanted and more.
It's a great game. I'm hoping the people at MLS and Apple took note of this and got the views on this one, because I'm pretty sure if people were fortunate enough to watch this game, they would come away very impressed with what they saw from two very good Major League Soccer teams with some big-time firepower on both sides. Highlight what you want. Those good players that you've scouted from the leagues, and Cucho Hernandez, who's absolutely killing it. A nice, good young coach that's hungry, tactically just a step above the rest in Wilfred Nancy. A wily veteran, a guy who's been there, done that, who is a name coach in Tata Martino, and the star power that he has. And it was all that and more. They didn't save anything. Listen, Inter Miami could have tried and have played for a draw and said, you know what, we could secure this at home. We've got the supporter shield in the bag, but they wanted to win. They not only wanted to secure it as soon as possible and get that silverware, but they also told themselves, we've got an opportunity to be historic. If we win here, we beat Toronto in Toronto, which these days is all but 3 points. And then we could bring it back and poetically against New England, close it out at home. That's history right there. Most points in a regular season.
So a couple things on this. One from the Columbus perspective. I don't know if you'll agree with me here. Maybe it's just because I saw them in DC the other weekend, and we watched them against Club America as well. And I feel like it fit this game too. I mean, certainly that first half, like Inter Miami were not the better team. Messi was super quiet, and then it's bang, bang, 2-0. Columbus, for the defending champions, seems to me, Herc, of late, to be lacking a little bit of that killer instinct. I think we saw it here. We definitely saw it against Club America. That's a game I think a lot of people in Columbus shirts think that they should have won it. I wouldn't necessarily disagree too much there. And in the aforementioned DC United game, they're up 2-1 with 10 minutes to go, and Christian Benteke gets one, and they drop 2 points here in Washington. So I have some concerns about Columbus heading to the playoffs. As far as Inter Miami's concerned, there can be no worries here. Everything went to plan. They didn't even look good, and they were still up 2-0 away to maybe the best team we've ever seen in Major League Soccer because of Lionel Messi. And Herc, I know we talked about it on the show last week, and I know that there's a lot of conversations about it right now because you put Messi and MVP in any headline and it's going to get clicks. But if there was a debate before last night, that debate's over, right? That performance against that team, for me, clinched Messi as the MLS MVP, beyond any argument.
Yeah, the problem here is it's a very American way of thinking of it, that a player that's only played 49% of the games can't impact a team that much. That there's no way you can have that much of an impact, and yet this is what we're seeing. He's making these defenders, he's making these players around him look borderline average, and that's Lionel Messi. 17 goals, 15 assists, in 17 games, 49% of the possible minutes played, and yet here he is, all but one player has more. I mean, think about this. Only one player has more goal contributions than Messi, and that's Evander. And what are they, ninth in the Western Conference? Portland? Lucho Acosta, who could be another counterpart for him. He won it last year. He's already outperformed Lucho this year with half the minutes. Who else do you want to put on that list that we need to shut down real quick? I mean, it's great in theory. I understand, because there's all these pundits out there who think that there's no way we should be disrespecting players. Do it to themselves. Messi's taken over, and he's done it in 49% of the time played. He's outperformed everybody, and he has his team winning the silverware of his supporter shield, and they're going to be historic, and they're going to go into the playoffs. And if you can maintain this rhythm, it may possibly be the best team we've ever seen in Major League Soccer from the best player that I've ever seen play. It's that simple. I don't think there's a debate to be had here.
I don't know if you were keeping track of the numbers, Herc, but the supporter shield here is the 46th trophy of Lionel Messi's career. That said, I actually feel like if there's a trophy in Messi's career that kind of belongs to someone else, it's this one, and it's going to pain me to say this, but this supporter shield, it's not a trophy, it's a shield.
Give him his flowers. Give Tata his flowers.
A couple people. One, Chris Henderson, I think helped Tata build a great roster, and the depth certainly helped. But Tata Martino deserves, if anybody deserves the shield and to hold it above their head, it's Tata Martino. I'll give him his flowers. He did it because he did it mostly without Messi. I mean, you talk about 49%. You talk about 49%. That means 51% he wasn't there. And this shield, everything that we all said, Herc, oh, you get him into a tournament, Open Cup or MLS Cup. Yeah, then Messi and them, they'll take care of business. It's 6 or 7 games, they'll be fine. What we said they wouldn't be able to do is last. And not only did he not have Messi for Copa America, he didn't have Suarez for Copa America, and then he missed Messi for another couple months, and they still clinched the shield with 4 games left? I mean,
3 games left.
Come on.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not discounting that you shouldn't. I know the Mexican fan in you refuses to give any type of credit to Tata Martino, but Tata Martino is as smart as they come when it comes to Major League Soccer. You can't look at the success Atlanta United had in the first couple of years and not see what it was when Tata Martino left, and not think Tata Martino was a big reason why they weren't so successful. So a guy who knows the league and knows what to do with top talent in said league doing well again. And you could say Messi, and trust me, that's a massive handicap to play against when you've got to go up against Messi or Suarez. And people thought Suarez was going to struggle in Major League Soccer. I don't know why. And he shows you otherwise. Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, Diego Gomez, the supporting cast around him, that's a damn good team. So while Tata Martino is a very good coach and deserves all the flowers, this is still a very good team. And yes, they did better without Messi. It's like, how much better without Messi? And if you've got Messi, Busquets, Jordi Alba, you've got this type of player around you with a well-coached team, a manager who knows what he's doing, and a front office that finally is not as inept as the last. Chris Henderson is by far one of the guys you've got to tip your hat to what he's done here, and that's a massive loss for the Seattle Sounders. So yes, but Tata Martino is the figurehead here.
Herc, quickly, what about the fallout from Inter Miami winning the Shield? We already know they're going to open the MLS Cup playoffs, going to get their own time slot, Friday, October 25th. I like it. Always Inter Miami should have their own time slot. Don't make me choose between some other game and Lionel Messi. The other thing that has been reported and may well soon, very soon be confirmed, is that Inter Miami are going to get that at-large berth in the FIFA Club World Cup that's coming to the United States in 2025. You okay with that?
Not surprised. Listen, business, business. Money talks, and there is no bigger individual player-wise that the FIFA Club World Cup would want in this competition on U.S. soil than Lionel Messi.
Mm-hmm.
We already know that they're struggling to find a rights holder for this game, somebody to televise this game. What's going to secure that? If you have a Lionel Messi, that's going to secure something like this. So my only problem is not that they said we want Messi, is that they're trying to take everybody for fools. They're trying to take everybody for fools here, Seb. And well, now the Supporter Shield winner will get this. Why didn't you announce that at the beginning of the season?
Exactly.
Why didn't you announce it last week? Because Inter Miami still hadn't tied it up, still hadn't made it official, still hadn't won it. I mean, the reality is here, they're doing this because it's Messi. That's my problem. I would have no problem if they just said, we want Messi in, we will make it happen because we want this to be the team. But they want to take us for fools like it was earned, and it wasn't earned.
Yeah. It's suspicious, right? We can't find out how they qualified after they qualified. That just beggars belief. You can't understand how that could possibly be. It's misleading. It feels like, to your point, we're kind of being lied to. Like, hey, look at what these guys did. If the commercial value is the point, fine, do it. But it just kind of feels sometimes like, and I know this is a general, like, I sensed this last night watching the game. Inter Miami's a great team. They don't need help. When Sergio Busquets takes a guy out, and you could argue, it was a red, maybe it should have been a yellow. Drew Fisher didn't even call a foul. Drew Fisher went over and shook his hand. I mean, he was short of stopping and taking a selfie with Busquets. That, combined with stuff like this, oh, we're going to put them in this tournament, and we never told you how they're going to qualify until after they qualified, just makes it look like it's set up for Inter Miami when it doesn't need to be. They're good enough. They don't need help. Obviously, they wouldn't be in the FIFA Club World Cup if it wasn't for this. But they are entertaining without MLS trying to manufacture it. And oh, by the way, when did this become MLS's birth to give? Huh? Who's running this Club World Cup? It's the FIFA Club World Cup? And who's a part of FIFA?
Well,
that's right, the U.S. Soccer Federation. And what does the U.S. Soccer Federation have? That's right, they have the U.S. Open Cup. So maybe if they care as much about the Open Cup as they say, they could have fought to have this spot reserved for the Open Cup winner. The domestic cup winner in the host country of a Club World Cup would seem like an obvious last berth to give her. Certainly more than making something up so that Inter Miami can be in.
Are you saying, because I don't have this information, that it's Major League Soccer and U.S. Soccer and/or U.S. Soccer that is giving this birth and not FIFA? Because I don't have that information. I just want to make sure that that's what you're saying.
I'm saying I don't know whose spot it is to give away, but I'm damn sure it's not Major League Soccer's. Major League Soccer doesn't flow up to FIFA. It's U.S. Soccer, CONCACAF, FIFA. If this is a FIFA tournament and you're putting it in the United States, the people who have the right to decide who that last bid is going to be is either FIFA or it's the U.S. Soccer Federation. And if FIFA's doing it in the U.S. and the U.S. Soccer Federation say, yeah, go ahead and give it to MLS, that's a mistake. That's giving MLS something that it doesn't deserve.
What do U.S. Soccer give it to if it's not MLS? What are you proposing? That they give it to
give it to the U.S. Open Cup winner. Give it to the U.S. Open Cup winner, which could be MLS, but at least it's an open competition. And it's something we would have been able to watch and know, and hello, it would have given that Open Cup so much more value than it currently had. At a time when they're trying to save the tournament, the biggest asset you had, you didn't even try to assign it to the tournament. I think it's an oversight, and I think it raises questions, sir. Why does MLS have so much power at a FIFA event?
I don't know that it does, because I don't know who's giving this out. That's just the reality of things. It's a report, and we'll have to wait to see when it comes out, who gives it out, and how they're going to propose it's being given out. I've heard, and listen, Seb, I think you and I can agree this is the worst kept secret in all of North American soccer. There's not one person since the beginning of the inception of this Club World Cup, this idea came about, and we don't know who we're going to give this to, that didn't say somehow, some way it was going to end up going to Inter Miami. I think we can agree how terribly kept this secret was. I don't know how they're going to say it's given and by who it's given to, but you and I can agree that this was a poorly kept secret, the worst secret.
I mean, obviously, look, you got a bracket and you got one spot for TBD guest, and you know that Lionel Messi could be that TBD guest. You're going to figure out a way to squeeze him into the tournament.